friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. It's time for 3 looks, 3 palettes video. I have some new things to test out and I figured it would be a fun little makeup playtime. I love doing these videos and really just getting to sit and be creative. I've loved eyeshadow for such a long time and there's just nothing that brings me more joy than just simply sitting down and playing with makeup. And that's one of the things I really love about these videos is it just gives me a chance to just play. And I feel like the 3 looks, 3 palettes format really, I don't know, kind of challenges me to really create very different vibes with each palette as well. Like not just repeating the same look, kind of doing very different things and kind of just seeing where my creativity takes me. You guys seem to enjoy these videos as well, which is so fun. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. I have 3 palettes I'm gonna play with, obviously, doing 3 looks. I'll be doing close-ups, swatches, all that good stuff. 2 of these are a little bit newer. 1 of these is a bit older. I've actually already played with all 3 of these on Instagram and YouTube Shorts, so if you wanna see additional looks, that is already out there for you if you need inspo. But yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about the palettes I'm gonna be playing with today. First up is one of the new ones. This is the Arttitude Cosmetics Ink and Roses palette. I'm so excited about this. I think it's so pretty, very much kind of a romantic love letter sort of vibe. It's so pretty. I just love these muted tones. I love the way everything plays together. It's very aesthetically pleasing to look at. And I've become such a big fan of Arttitude shadows the last couple months. It's just such a fun brand. I feel like they put a lot of thought and care and love into just their concepts and their ideas, and it's just so fun to see it come together. I love their formulas. The metallics are so sparkly and special, and the mattes blend so incredibly easy. Definitely quickly became a top favorite brand for me. I'm really excited about this one. And of course, I will have all 3 of these palettes as well as all the makeup details I'm wearing linked down below as usual. And I actually have affiliate codes with all 3 brands, so you can use my affiliate code BATTYBEAN with any of these brands if you feel like shopping. But yeah, our first palette today is the Arttitude Ink and Roses. Next up, the second palette, which is actually the one I'm wearing right now, is the Dede Signature Shattered Romance. I'm very excited about this. I've been using Dede Signature for about maybe a little over a year now, and I feel like I've really seen so much love and care in them, like really trying to grow and evolve and just continue to do better. And I love to see that. It's so cool. And this cutie little palette I feel like is so fun. It's just such a curated, specific theme, which I love. Like I always love just a very specific theme. I love when something is very much honing in on what it's supposed to be. It's just a cutie little 9-pan Valentine's-y palette. It's so fun. This one, of course, is more, I guess, so anti-Valentine's rather than Valentine's because it's like shattered romance, like heartbreak vibes rather than the love vibes. But still, the color story, you know, it's those vibes for sure. And even though Valentine's Day is technically over now, I love this kind of a color story always. I'm a very big sucker for like a pink, purple, red vibe. Dede Signature's shimmers are really, really pretty, just so glossy and shiny. And their mattes have really just gotten better and better over time. So this is a really fun, exciting release from them. I'm very excited about it. And last but not least is my Klarity Kosmetics Croc palette. This is a very new brand to me. I know they've been around for a while, but they're new to me. And this is my first palette I've ever tried from them. It's very cute. I love the grungy, swampy crocodile sort of vibe with this. I love a grungy green. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. And this one has been so much fun. At this moment, I haven't filmed this look yet. That'll be next. I'm filming this intro as I filmed look 2, but I'm excited to dive into this again. I've played with this once so far on like Instagram and YouTube Shorts, like I mentioned, and I had a great time and I just cannot wait to dive in. I have a very strong idea of what I'm gonna do for this look, so that'll be coming later in the video, obviously. But so many pretty shimmers. I've been impressed with the quality so far. Again, this is only my first palette I've ever tried from this brand, but really excited to continue playing and trying more things out. The brand had gifted me the Clarity Rain as well when they sent over the Croc, and I haven't played with it yet, but it's so pretty. I love all these different shimmers, very like sunset vibes. It's very, very cool. So I do want to play with this one as soon as I can. The brand also sent me their newest release, the I Love Coffee. As of this moment, I don't know when this one's launching, but I believe this is coming soon. But it's a neutral palette, which you guys know I'm not a big neutral girl, but I don't know, there's something I'm really liking about this. I think it's the shimmers. The shimmers are really appealing. They have really beautiful metallic tones. I also like some of these undertones we have going on, like this weird khaki color. Love like this cool toned row right here. Even these like weird tangerine-y mattes are very, very cool. I don't know, there's something about this. This is a very interesting neutrals palette, and You know that takes a lot for me to say because I'm not like the biggest neutrals person, but those shimmers are very appealing to me. So I do want to play with this one at some point too, especially because since I don't play with neutrals very often, I feel like it does make sense for me to do it once in a while. But anyways, that is the overview of what I'm going to be playing with today. I'm very excited about it. And I guess that's pretty much all I have to say for this intro. Let's dive into the looks, and then at the end of the video, I'll just give you my wrapped up thoughts on everything. Okay, friends, let's hop into look number one. I want to dive into the Arttitude Ink in Roses. This is such a pretty palette. I already did a look with this on like Instagram and YouTube Shorts, and it's just so pretty, so gorgeous. I'm dying to dive into like some of these green tones today. I think it's going to be really cool. These shimmers are so nice. I want to play with the gold. It's all gonna be a whole vibe. As far as my accessories go, this necklace is Ana Luisa. I just have little Primark earrings in, and I don't know where this ring is from. So let's just hop in. Gonna start by priming with my Kaleidos Tone Activator Eye Primer. I'm just gonna kind of dot this on and blend it out. I am so excited to dive into this palette. Ever since this brand came into my life when I finally purchased something at the end of November, although I guess I got it in December, they just quickly became such a fast favorite. Their formulas are so good, and the theming, it's just amazing. So I'm so excited about a new launch from them. So I am actually gonna start with a liner just because I do want a smoky liner situation. I might even add a winged liner to this because I do want something pretty bold. I might even play with false lashes today. I don't do that very often, but I'm feeling something a little extra. Zane and I are having a little date night tonight, so trying to dress up a little more than usual, I would say. So I'm gonna take my Blend Bunny gel liner. I'm gonna grab some of that on this teeny little pencil brush, also from Blend Bunny. This is from the Lens collection. This is the L01. And I'm just gonna start by basically drawing like a little line coming from the outer corner of my eye and blending it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything perfect, just kind of a sloppy little teeny wing. I'll draw some of this on that lower outer corner as well and basically connect the two. Sort of like this. Gorgeous. Sloppy, messy, that's all it really needs to be before I start smoking it out. All right, taking my first shadow, it's gonna be Wilted, this beautiful dark green. I'm gonna use this little Singe E11 pencil brush, tap that off, and basically I'm just gonna run this green on top of what I just did. Just kind of very lightly smudging and blending. I'll even wipe this brush off periodically just to make sure it doesn't get like, I mean, the liner's gonna kind of dry, but I just don't want it to get too blackened as I'm blending. But basically just wanting to really smudge and smoke out this outer corner. I want a very smoky, wingy sort of look. Especially if I do end up adding a winged liner later, which I am leaning toward, I still want this smokiness to kind of peek through behind it. So that's kind of my plan and my vision. Kind of like that. We have kind of a messy, smoky, green-ish vibe. I like that it's such a dark green, especially paired with that liner. I feel like that just flowed together so nicely. All right, taking the light green now, Bloom. I'm gonna use this Singe E10 brush, just like a little blendy brush. And I'm just gonna blend the edges of this with this light green. This is such a pale shade that it's not really gonna look like insanely light green by any means, but it is going to help just diffuse and blur everything before I go in with my shimmers. I want to make sure I have a really good blurred wingy situation as my base before I add the shimmers in. I'm just kind of lightly tapping it again, wiping off periodically, grabbing more, keeping it concentrated pretty low. I'm okay if it goes on like my lid itself. I just don't want it to go like up here. I want it to stay pretty concentrated in this wingy zone. I think this is looking pretty nice. I love when it comes together. It's coming together so easy. So far, every time I've used Arttitude shadows, I've had nothing but pleasant experience. I just feel like everything blends nicely and the shimmers are always so show-stopping. I just love how hazy this is looking. It's so cool. Moving on to some shimmer now, I do want kind of a darker one in the wingy area, and then I want some gold kind of sprinkled everywhere. I'm actually not gonna use glitter primer for this look. I know, shocking, but I want it to be more toppery rather than like intense. So I'm gonna use Inkwell first. This is gonna be kind of my accent shade. So I'm just gonna use the pencil brush I used before, and I'm just gonna lightly tap this kind of at the base of this look, kind of creeping up into that wing a little bit. I'll kind of blend the edges. This is just gonna help create a little bit of a merge between when I put the gold shimmer down and then into this wing. I want there to be kind of an in-between, so that's what this is gonna act as. And I also want some of this underneath that lower lash line because I want it to have its moment on the top and the bottom. It's a really, really pretty shimmer. Just like rich, like tealy emerald. It's really, really cool. It's like kind of green, kind of blue, kind of gray. It's a really interesting shade. Moving on to some gold now. I want to take Eternal. And I'm going to grab just like the tiniest dot. Like I'm going to even show you. Like I have nothing on my finger. I'm going to tap in just barely. And I just want to like kind of lightly tippy top this glittery shade. I mean, it's not glitter, it's just shimmer. But I just kind of want to lightly tap it. So I'm just taking literally the smallest amount at a time just to lightly dust this all over the lid. Like I'm even happy with this going up toward my brow. It's just gonna give such a pretty toppery sparkle. That's so nice. I feel like for the inner corner, I kind of want to use Blossom. It's a little bit more taupey, but I think it might be a fun contrast. And I feel like we're just having such a sparkly look. I want to just add into that. Yeah, I think that's really nice. This is such a sparkly look, and I feel like I've used such a light hand with the shimmers. Just all coming together. Sparkle City. Obviously, if you're recreating this vibe and you don't want to do a wing or anything like that, you can absolutely stop here, but I do want a little bit of a wing. So I'm gonna use my Surratt liquid liner, and I'm not gonna make it huge, at least I'm not gonna try to. We'll see what the eyeliner universe decides for me. I want it to be a little bit thinner. Really just to add a base for when I put false lashes on, which again, you could also skip. I rarely wear false lashes nowadays, but I got some from Black Moon recently and I had the urge to wear them again. I think it might be fun. I used to be such a false lash person. Like you could not catch me without a giant pair of lashes on. I'm basically just coloring this in, and then I'm gonna have to put a mirror really close to my face to perfect it, but that's the general idea. And I feel like that doesn't take away from anything because there's still that hazy smokiness surrounding that. I think that's really nice. So now that my wing is in place, I am gonna go back through with a little bit more of the mattes that I used earlier. So I'm gonna take the green Wilted and just kind of re-smoke along the outside edge. I don't need it to necessarily like completely blur away, but I do just want a little bit more of a hazed look again. Like I feel like I can still see a lot of it in the background, but I just want to bring it forth a little bit more. Why not? I think it'll be nice. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then again, I'll take a little bit more of Bloom, that lighter green, and just kind of blur that along the edges as well. All right, through on my lashes. These are the Cancer lashes from Black Moon. Been a while since I've worn a full lash. I think it looks really good. I like it with this look. I think it's pretty. I like the fluffiness and the spikiness. It's all very fun. And then I did just throw the Peach Fuzz pencil from ColourPop in my waterline. I kind of wanted my waterline to be a little more open. I was just feeling that today. And then for lips, I kind of want just like a nice dark brown. I was thinking Werewolf from Black Moon might be nice. I'm gonna start by lining with the Blend Bunny and Donnie Darkowitz lip pencil. Just gonna kind of lightly line and fill in as one does. I love the color of this pencil. It's just such a good brown. And now taking Werewolf from Black Moon. I love this one as well. Oh, that's such a good brown. I will never not love a brown lip, and I will always scream from the rooftops that everyone looks good in a brown. I promise you. Even if you think you don't, you're wrong. A brown lip is just perfect on everybody. And if you don't think it looks good on you, maybe you just tried the wrong shade of brown, but brown looks good on everyone. I love it. So yeah, here's look number one. I hope you like it. I think it's fun, it's sultry and smoky, and it's just so pretty. I love all this gold sparkle. Like such a light hand of it created such an amazing effect. Like it's literally twinkling. So pretty. I love this. I love the dark kind of smoky. It's just a really good combination. I'm very happy with it. So I hope you like it too. Let's move on now to look number two. Hello, we're gonna move right into look number two now. The sky just opened up and it is pouring rain now. So if you hear a little bit of rain in the background, we're just gonna pretend it's ambiance and it's meant to be there. But we're gonna get into look number two. As far as my accessories go, actually I don't really know where anything's from. Old choker, old basic hoops, Amazon plugs. I think I got this ring at a boutique in New York, and I got this ring from doing like a gem mining thing in North Carolina, and then I got one of my gems turned into a ring. So very non-specific things. But anyways, let's hop into the look, I want to play with the Shattered Romance today. I played with this one on Instagram and YouTube Shorts like, I want to say like a week and a half ago, and I really enjoyed it and I want to play with it again. So I want to do something with kind of like that bold, like graphic shape that I do once in a while and kind of blend it in, and then just lots of shimmer smeared everywhere. That's kind of my vibe today. I'm gonna start by priming with the Kaleidos Eye Primer, and I'm just gonna blend it out, and then we're gonna get into the look. So I wanna start with this Dark Secrets shade. It's like a black with little sparkles pressed into it. I'm gonna use the Singe Beauty E08 brush, and I'm gonna use the shape of this brush to help me make my shape. So it's gonna just be kind of like this, basically. And then I'm just gonna kind of clean it up because I want it to really connect to my outer corner a bit. I'll use like the edge of the brush to kind of draw it upwards and kind of connect into that round shape a little bit. And I just want this to kind of go inwards a little bit as well. So kind of like that. I need to get a little bit closer to a mirror and kind of clean it up, but that's the general gist. I'm gonna smear a little of this on the outer corner of that lower lash as well. And I just want that to kind of connect out there and just be like a nice, distinct shape, like so. So I want to blend the edges of it inwards because I want to leave the outside very defined. I'm gonna use Broken Vows, this purple. I'm gonna use my Singe E10 brush for this. Just gonna tap that off a little bit. And then I'm gonna very lightly just start kind of running this inward a little bit. I'll wipe my brush off periodically, grab more purple, just so my brush doesn't get like coated in the black shade at all. And I'm just gonna very lightly start kind of creating a little bit of a merge. This is gonna be one of those looks that looks kind of sloppy until it comes together, but then it's gonna look really cool. I'm going for edgy, dramatic today. Although I guess I kind of did that for look number one too, but in a very different way. In look number one, I utilized like, you know, grungy greens, giant wing, giant lashes. For this one, I'm going for more of like an edgy placement. Kind of like this. So it's just kind of creating a little bit more of a merge between that black and purple. I do have this clean brush as well. I'm just gonna use the edges of this. This is a Sigma E27, just to keep the very upper edge of this fairly clean. Because I don't want this to be blended like upwards at all. I want this to be more of like a lid focused sort of look. Cleaning that brush off again, I am gonna take a little bit more of that purple, again tapping it off, because I wanna blend a little of this on that lower lash in the outer corner as well. Just to, you know, add more purple. I don't really have a better explanation for you there. So for the rest of my lid, I want to use Frozen Feelings, and I'm not gonna use any glitter primer because I just want to kind of topper it over. So I just have some on my finger here. Just gonna start in the front and press it onto the lid. Again, I'm keeping this a little more focused to the lid itself rather than bringing it up super high. And I'm just tapping it over toward the rest of this look. Look how pretty that is. I love all that sparkle. The way it looks kind of layered on top of everything is so pretty. Again, I'll just take my E27 to clean up the edges. I, for one, love that. I think that's really cool. For the inner corner, I want to take Tears of Amethyst. Just using this little Arttitude Cosmetics brush. This is a very like flaky, I don't want to say flaky, but like a chunkier sort of shimmer. Like it has bigger particles in it. But then as you kind of like blend it out, it really like pats out and it gets just really, really pretty and reflective. And I'm kind of taking and dragging that under that lower lash just a tiny bit. I do want to use some of these black face gems just to add some more accents. I'm just going to take some of like the little ones and just kind of place them around, kind of a mixture between the small and the medium sized, just to add some extra drama, because why not? Life's too short to not have fun with it. Okay, added the rest of my face gems. I think they're very cute. It's just fun. Threw on my mascara again, and my eye pencil today is the ColourPop Charmer pencil. I just felt like this kind of plummy shade suited the look. And for lips, I'm kind of feeling a little extra bold. I kind of want to use this metallic red liquid lip from Black Moon. It's called Armageddon, but I think I want to start with a black pencil from Unearthly. This is Villain. I'm just gonna line and lightly fill in. This black pencil is honestly like so necessary when I want to like really deepen up any look. So now taking that Armageddon liquid lip from Black Moon, I'm just gonna take a little bit in the center like that, pat it, blend it with my finger. And voila! I have been more into metallic lips lately, but I feel like I like pairing them with a dark lip liner the best. I just feel like it adds a lot of depth and dimension. I feel like when I do just a metallic by itself, sometimes it just looks a little too much. Not that this is subtle by any means, but I feel like it just kind of helps it a little bit. It like lets it shine in the way it needs to without being just too shiny. So here's look number 2. I really like it. I think it came out so nice. I just think it's bold and dramatic and edgy, and I like the way just these different tones are playing together. I'm pretty pleased with this. I've enjoyed playing with this little palette. I think it's very cute. Everything is so sparkly and so lovely, and I hope you like it too. Let's move on now to look number 3. Okay, moving on into look number 3. I'm gonna be playing with the Croc palette from Klarity. I'm excited to dive into this one again. The first time I played with this, I played with kind of like the moody, kind of gray colors. I really wanna do kind of a mustard halo eye with the silver. I just think it's gonna be a really fun combination. And silver's not even really the right word because it's not just silver. It has like a little bit of warmth to it. I guess more of a pewter sort of tone maybe. I don't know how to describe it. It's really interesting though. And I was thinking a yellow mustardy halo eye could be fun for this look. Gonna start by priming with my Kaleidos primer, of course. And I'm just gonna blend her out as one does. So I'm gonna start it off with a Tailgater for the inner and outer corner. I'm gonna use this dual-ended Sigma brush. This side is an E38. I'm gonna start by just kind of running it very lightly along the outer and inner part of my eye. I'm just taking a little bit of product and doing light little blends. I'll use a darker shade to add some more depth and dimension into this look, but I did want to just start by kind of getting this mustardy shade laid down. Such a good color. I will always love a mustard yellow. It's one of my top favorite colors. Doing the same kind of to that inner portion as well. Basically just leaving the center of my lid as blank as possible. Lid and crease, I suppose, and lower lash line. So I'm gonna deepen it up a little bit with Swamp Thing, or Thang actually, Swamp Thang. That's so funny. I'm gonna use this little pencil brush from Lethal Cosmetics, and I'm just gonna lightly tap this in the inner and outer part of my eye. Again, kind of like I did with the mustard shade, except I'm not taking this up nearly as high. I'm keeping this a little more concentrated, a little more tight, just to add some dimension and depth right at the very base of this look. And then I'll blend it into everything else. Taking a little bit more of that mustard, I'm just gonna start basically doing that same first step again, but this time with, you know, incorporating that smoky brown just to blend out that depth and dimension, get a little bit more of a gradient and contrast going on. I feel like I haven't played with mustard yellow in a minute. I guess like once it hit winter, my brain was just like, winter colors, not fall tones. But I'm so happy to be back, honestly. Fall tones are where it's at for me. I don't care what time of year it is. I'm gonna take my NYX glitter primer now just to prep for shimmer, get a nice sticky base so that everything pops really nicely. Just taking a little bit on my finger here, and I'm just going to tap that right in the center of my lids. And now taking Crocodile Tears. I'm so excited to dive into this shade. It's just so pretty. So pretty. That's actually a lot. I'm gonna take some on my other finger actually. And then I'm just gonna lightly tap right down the center of my lid. And then as I have less on my finger, I'll kind of go from inner to outer just a tiny bit just to help blend between the two sides. I'm just gonna take that brush that I used with the mustard to make sure that the inner and outer are blending really nicely. That is so pretty. This is one of those looks that's like really simple, but very effective. I'm gonna take some more of that on this side of that dual-ended brush, and I'm just going to kind of pop some right on the center of my lower lash line, just so that the lower lash is haloed as well. Sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I just want a smoky lower lash, but today I'm feeling haloed. This is a very like sparkly shade, so know what you're getting into with this one. I'm gonna also dust some of that in my inner corners, because why not? You know, sometimes you truly just need like 3 shadows to make a really like fun, impactful look. Okay, threw on my mascara, the Milk Makeup waterproof one. And then I layered 2 eye pencils together because I wanted something kind of yellowy, but I also wanted it kind of silvery. So I first put on the ColourPop 2 Can Do It pencil, which is like a metallic kind of yellow. And then I took the NYX Platinum pencil, it's just a metallic silver over top of it. And I feel like that's the combination that I want. I feel like that's kind of similar vibes to like what my lid is doing. And now for lips, I kind of just want like a brownie shade. I think that'll be nice. So I'm gonna start with this Caffeine Brown pencil from Melt. Just gonna line and lightly fill in like I always do. Such a good brown lip pencil. Love this one. And then I'm gonna take the Black Moon Dusk over top of it. Just a little bit. I'm really just scraping this off and only gonna do a thin layer. Ooh, that's a good color. I was feeling fall with this look apparently. You know what I think it is? It's been hot in Florida the last like week or so again. Not happy about it, but it rained yesterday and now it's cold out. So I think my mind is like, yes, crispiness. Let's bust out the pumpkins. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out. I would love to hear your thoughts. Which of these looks was your favorite? I don't even know if I have a favorite because I really loved all three for such different reasons. Like this is just giving like fall, which I always love. I loved how just bold and dramatic look number 1 was, but I also loved just like how edgy and like dark and weird look number 2 was. I loved them all. So you'll have to let me know what your favorite was. These palettes were all honestly such a treat to work with. Like the Arttitude Ink and Roses is so pretty. And hopefully this will still be in stock by the time this video goes up. I really hope so. I've been seeing them on their stories post like inventory updates and this one is dwindling. So if this is still available, I would snag it if you're interested because, I mean, I don't know if it's limited edition or if it's going to restock. Actually, I'll try to look right now. Okay, I did not see anything on Instagram about limited edition, so I imagine if this sells out, when this sells out, it will be coming back. But if you want it sooner rather than later and it is still in stock, I would grab it before you have to wait for a restock. But this was so beautiful to play with. I love the muted tones. I love the theming. The shimmers are so pretty. I'm just so impressed with this brand. This was a lot of fun to play with. The Dede Signature Shattered Romance was also just such a cute time. Like, you know me, I love a small curated little color story and this was just so fun. Love the pink, red, purple. I love the different shimmers. I feel like, again, this brand has just really been making an effort to continue to improve and I love to see it. I feel like the mattes performed really beautifully and the shimmers were just so lovely on the lid. So just sparkly, glossy looking. I loved it. This was so much fun. And of course, last but not least is the croc that I'm wearing currently. This was so much fun. This is my first Klarity palette I've ever tried. I think I mentioned that in the intro. And I've had a great time with this. Like I've used it a couple of times now and it's just been so much fun. I'm really impressed with the quality. I feel like the mattes just perform really well. I like the pigmentation and the blendability and like, I mean, the shimmers speak for themselves. Like this is so wet looking on my lids. I love it, but it doesn't have that dimethicone texture at all. Like it still feels like a regular shimmer rather than that squishy texture. This was just so much fun and I'm very much looking forward to playing more with this brand. I know I shouted out that I have the Klarity Rain and the I Love Coffee, so let me know if you're super interested in seeing those and I'll try to prioritize those as soon as I can. But yeah, this was honestly just so fun. I feel like no misses today. Everything was super fun to play with. I loved all 3 looks, so I would just love to hear your thoughts. Do you have any of these? Do you want any of these? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, out of these 3 palettes, pick your favorite and leave emojis to represent that palette. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm BATTYBEAN there as well. And also you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. You are also welcome to hop over to my second channel, linked in my description box if you want additional content. And also you can join my channel memberships. Also in my description box, there's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks and I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.